From Montgomery to Hill, Greene County and Perry, it's Portia taking on the Blackbelt, and she ain't scared. Marengo County, something County, Will, Cops, and Barbara. Interviewing everybody, sister, brothers, and mamas. It's Portia.
All right, we are live here at Demopolis City School with another episode of Portia Takes on the Blackbelt, and we are speaking to Superintendent
Kallhoff, Kyle Kallhoff.
Kyle. Now, Mr. Kallhoff, that's a cute, unusual name for these parts. Please tell us where you're from.
Born and raised in north of Pensacola, Florida. Then went to college in Mobile. Worked in the Mobile County Public School System for a few years and traveled around. I was in South Carolina for a couple of years, in Clark County, Alabama.
Oh.
And then I started the Chickasaw City School System in 2012.
Wow.
Then I've been here in Demopolis for almost 20 months now.
All right, now let's stop and go back a little bit to Chickasaw. You started a school system?
Yes. One day I'll write a book, so I'm not going to tell too much.
Okay.
But they hired me in late June of 2012, and I was the first employee.
Wow.
We had 4 weeks to start school. I had no teachers. We had nothing. We didn't know how many students we were going to have. It's a fascinating story, but Chickasaw is working on their 5th year right now.
Wow.
And also when they hired me, we had $27,000 in the bank. That's all we had. So it's a great success story. They started off as a little 1A school. They're a 2A athletically.
Wow.
Over 1,000 kids. It's a really great story. And there's more history. My mom was born and raised in Chickasaw.
Okay.
The community means a lot to her. So to be able to help a community that, helped my parents out was really big for me.
Right. So you started a school system from the ground up, and you left there and you came to Demopolis. Why did you up and come to the great city of Demopolis?
I've got 4 children. My wife and I, we've lived in smaller towns. We knew how nice they were. I'm at the point in my career where wherever my next job is where I need to retire. And I knew Chickasaw wasn't going to be the place for me to retire, so we were looking for a community that we can settle in, and Demopolis is a great community. And
it is.
All 4 of my kids are school age, and we knew the schools were good. So, we shopped around and tried to find the best community for us, and it happened to be Demopolis.
Awesome. All right, so let's go here. So you're here now, and you've been doing things. Let's talk about some of your successes here in the city school system. Let's talk about those.
Well, we spent a lot of time. When I came here, we wanted to talk about and work on rebuilding relationships, making sure stakeholders understand that who we are and that we care for them and their children. I think we've done well with that. Communication was a big thing that we needed to improve on. We're nowhere near where we need to be, in my opinion, but we are communicating much better than what I think we did before I got here. We were up for a new strategic plan when I got here, so we went through that process, had community meetings, got input, and developed a new strategic plan. We also went through accreditation, so we've done a lot in the last few months. And that was just the first year.
Right.
We did that. So just trying to build up teachers to let them know how important they are, and also to let the parents and stakeholders know that their children are going to be okay with us, that we have a vision of being one of the top 10 school systems in the state of Alabama. And we're not there, we're nowhere near there, but we are committed to that vision, and it's hard work. But what's so neat about this community is people rally around that. They want that also for their children.
Now, a lot of people don't understand how school systems work. I've seen things online, which is a lot of my questions coming from, about, you had a lot of teachers within the last year or so to leave and come. That happens a lot, but a lot of people don't see that. Can you just talk about the stability of the city school system, and that because of those teachers leave, it doesn't mean that you guys are not stable?
Oh yeah, that it's in rural areas. That's the most interesting part. In rural areas, it's challenging to not only recruit teachers, but to retain teachers. Some teachers don't like the small town life, or they don't like the commute from Tuscaloosa or Meridian, wherever they come from, so they wait for a job in a bigger school system. I'm actually going on a job fair next week to recruit teachers.
Awesome.
And it's a challenge. It's hard for me to sell the black belt to 24-year-olds.
Absolutely.
I can sell it to 32-year-olds easily. Because usually they have family, and this is a great place for a family. But I do struggle with the younger teachers. It's difficult here in a smaller town, but when you get a good one, the board here in Demopolis does a lot to retain those teachers. There's attendance incentives. There's gift packages for them to come on. We do a lot of stuff to try to get our teachers to stay here in Demopolis.
Okay. And just say if someone is looking into a school system, what could they expect from you as a county, as a city school system to come into?
I'm hands-on. You can expect me in your classroom. I want to help you succeed, because when you succeed, we all succeed as a teacher, because you have access to our students. You're the main point to our students. So I want to support you as a superintendent. I know the principals, the 4 principals are just like I am. They want to support you to be successful. Make sure you have the resources, the technology, whatever you need to make sure we're getting to our students. That's where the rubber meets the road. I don't have direct contact to students. I wish I do. I miss that tremendously, but they do. So I love my teachers. I want to make sure they have what it takes to do what they need to do to make sure our students are prepared for college, work, or the military.
All right. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back still here with Superintendent Kallhoff. I was right. All right. So, is it Dr. Kallhoff? Just Mr. Kallhoff. Okay. All right. Thank you. Because some people get offended. All right. All right. So we're just going to talk about recent. You talked about the school system. You talked about what you expect from your teachers, what you're offering your teachers. What I want to hear from you about, everyone is in the upload. West Alabama Watchman did an article talking about the just the regular board meeting. And in the board meeting, I was here actually at that meeting, and you talked about forming a committee to look into possibly charging tuition for the Demopolis City School System for outside students.
That's correct.
What exactly is a outside student first? Let's go there.
Students who do not reside in the city of Demopolis, and actually 38% of our students do not reside.
Wow.
Yes, 38. It's a large number.
Mm-hmm.
We get tax money, or I should say state money from the state, no matter where our students live. The following year, we receive money for those students.
Okay.
It's always a year behind. But as far as local tax, we don't. It's the citizens of Demopolis pay a little bit more taxes for the city school system.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of services we offer that any school system is going to offer, we don't get the state funding for it, but we're expected to use our local tax to make up the differences. So when our local taxes aren't as much, because we have more students who don't live locally, there's a gap in money there. So that's where that came about. But it's a risk reward, and we did have a committee, and the committee, the parents on the committee, they wish to remain anonymous, and I appreciate.
And you respect that, yeah, absolutely. Because politics is a day.
It is.
Woo, boy, I'm telling you.
The 3 parents are parents of out-of-district students.
Okay.
And we had others, and we looked at the options and discussed it, and we came to the conclusion that right now is not the time.
Okay.
And the reason for that, I have my reason, they have theirs, and we combine the 2 together.
Okay.
My reason is right now in the state of Alabama, there's an attack on public education.
Title I especially.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Everything. There's charter schools. There's lawmakers who are saying Alabama schools suck. That's a quote from the governor.
Right.
I don't want to give anyone a reason not to go to public school right now. And if this is going to deter them or encourage them to look at other options, I don't want to do that. Because I feel confident that the schooling that we can offer in Demopolis is far better than any other choice they can have. So I don't want to deter anyone. From the parents' perspective, of course they're willing to pay that, but they agree it's too big of a risk to lose a portion of that 38% of the students.
Right.
And I want to serve all of our kids. And I don't want to, we both, the committee and myself, we don't want to see anyone lose an opportunity to a great education because of a fee to go to school. Now that's for this year.
Okay.
We'll keep on watching our finances, and if the gap continues to grow, then we may have to revisit this and look at an application fee, some type of fee for out of district. But whatever we do, we're going to look at it closely, make sure it's equitable,
Right.
make sure it's fair, make sure we're looking at, what county, what part of the county.
Right.
lunch status. We want to look at every single thing we can look at to make sure we're doing what's best for our students and what's most fair for our students.
Okay. Now, when you're talking about what's fair, now on the board, on the committee, did you have, was it black, white, Latino, with everybody represented at the table?
I did.
Good.
I had, it was a mixture.
It was a mixture?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And then the other part of that is that, I watch policy, and I watch politics a lot. And one of the things is I know our new Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, is a strong advocate on charter schools. If that option comes available, at one point in time, it was some chatter about charter school for Demopolis City Schools. Is that accurate to say that you had explored that option, being that the vouchers, because a lot of the students, that 38% are coming from failing schools, and so with the charter money that's coming into place, they'll be able to use some of that voucher money in order for you. So are you setting yourself up for that option to be able to receive that voucher money as it relates to that, or have you even explored the option of going charter?
No on charter.
Okay.
I'm a public school guy.
Yes, sir.
And so are my colleagues, the other 136 superintendents. We're all in the same boat on this. Public education is not too far away from being just a competitive market. And the thought process is our game has to be the top of the game, because we want to, it's just like you want to get Nikes or Reebok. Well, what's the latest style? What's the ones that are the best? Same thing in education. We have to make sure that our teachers are the best prepared and we're offering the best education, because it is getting across the nation to where parents are having choices, which is fine. But if that's going to be the case, I wanted to make sure that in this part of the state, we're the primary choice where the children go to school.
All right.
So that's where that comes from. Vouchers, there is an opportunity right now. I think it's the Alabama Opportunity Scholarship. And I called, posing as a parent the other day, the scholarship, and claiming that I lived in a failing district and wanted my child to go to Demopolis, because I wanted to see how they responded.
Right.
And the gentleman I talked to said that's not possible to go to the city school system. It has to be a private school.
Oh, wow.
So that's not fair.
No, that's not.
And that's just what I wanted to hear. I had a feeling that's what they would tell me. So as superintendents, we're always trying to look at what we feel are laws that may not be best for public school, and how can we work them to make them best for public school. So that was my run on that, but it didn't work.
It didn't work. Wow. Well, and I think that's something that she's bringing. The option is not just so that money can go just to private schools to keep the private school operating, that public education will have an opportunity. So that 38%, instead of waiting until the next year, which is like a lot of grant funding, you can definitely have access to that funding, which is important, because if I'm paying taxes in a city and you're coming from an outside district, but you're getting the same quality education as a taxpayer, is that actually fair? And so I see why you did what you did, and I'm glad you were here to explain it. Just to round things up, and I appreciate you doing the interview because I know you got to go, so I'm going to round this up. If you're looking into this camera, what can you look at parents, future parents, or people that are looking to come back home, what can they expect from the Demopolis City School System and the leadership in the school system?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Demopolis is known as the best, I guess you'd say the jewel of the black belt, the best in the black belt, which is nice. But what we're working on in our school system is to be better than that, not to settle to be the best in the black belt. And we call it fighting status quo. If your child is coming into our school system, or if you're going to work in our school system, we're not satisfied with status quo. We're not satisfied with being the best or among the best in the black belt. We want to compete in other markets. We want to tap into the Mobile market or the Tuscaloosa market. So what we're trying to do to do that, we're working on decision making, problem solving, higher order thinking, not just sit and get in the classroom, but applying, hands-on. And I hope you see that in our classrooms. And we work hard. We've been working hard all year on that, and we'll continue to work on that. Because again, part of our vision is to be the top 10% of schools in every possible statistical category in the state of Alabama.
All right. Thank you so much for doing the interview today and explaining yourself, and also letting everybody know that the Demopolis City School System is still striving to be the best.
Thank you, Portia. Thank you for coming here.
All right. No problem. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week. Bye-bye.
This is another Too Cool production.
Well, the kingdom is my business, but not